Smart people dare to be different.
And I say, because I'm happy. Come on, you know this song. Oh, I say, because I'm free. His let's go. And I know He watches, and I know He watches.
Yes. You have a very interesting story to tell us about your background.
What would you like to know?
I would like to know your growing up as a child, what you have gone through, and how far God has brought you, about your business, your family life, and everything. So I'm very...
We may not have that much time to tell.
Don't worry, we will.
Bits
we'll
and
break
pieces,
it,
right?
yes. So tell me first about growing up as a child.
Oh, well, I grew up in a Christian home. My grandfather was a pastor, and my father eventually became a pastor, and most of my father's brothers are all pastors. And I remember my grandfather, just his presence, the anointing on his life, just being very, very powerful. And I would follow him as a little child, would follow him all around the house just to be in his presence. And I believe that anointing rubbed off on me. And hearing the stories as I grew up, my aunts and uncles talk about the miracles that God did through my grandfather. So, you know, that mantle definitely hit my life. But, you know, growing up was very interesting. Musical background, none of my father's siblings can sing or play any instrument. None of them. I mean,
but they love God.
Horrible.
But they love God.
But they love God.
Yeah.
But the amazing thing is, it skipped that entire generation and hit all of the children.
Okay.
And all of my cousins, either they play an instrument or sing, or some both. I have a cousin, Nathaniel Jr., he and I, my family have a very interesting history of repeating names throughout the families. Like brothers would name their sons after their own brothers.
Okay.
And then it was very interesting. So my father has a brother named Nathaniel, and my father had a son, Nathaniel, who I'll talk about later. Nathaniel was 2 years older than me. But my father's brother, Nathaniel, named his very own son, Nathaniel.
Oh, okay.
So if you have three Nathaniels and 3 or 4 Micahs and, you know, go on. So, but it's very interesting. But my cousin, we call him, instead of saying Nathaniel, we call him Nate, Nate Jr. Yeah. He and I grew up together as kids, singing together. Now he's in New York on Broadway, the leading role in The Lion King. Okay. He's playing the role of Mufasa.
Yeah.
And so his mother taught us how to sing in harmony and things like that. And I was very young, maybe 3rd grade, maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And they moved away to another state. But I stayed, my parents stayed, and I was raised in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And so I started teaching huge choirs at the age of 7. The choirs couldn't see me, so they would pick me up and put me on top of a table so everybody could see me. And I'm teaching soprano and alto and tenor. I was 7.
Are you serious?
I was 7 at the time. So I guess that's why people say I was a child prodigy. Very interesting. But you know, we've had a lot of great times, but then there were a lot of hard times and struggles. We were homeless. I remember.
You were homeless?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. No money, no food. It's just really, we went through a period in our lives where we had nothing. I remember sleeping on concrete floor. And this building, empty building, like an abandoned building.
Yeah.
And I remember that as if it was yesterday. And going through those different things in my life really caused me to appreciate who I am today and what I have today. Another interesting story in my life, I'm the 5th out of 8, 4 boys and 4 girls. I'm the youngest boy. And I lost 2 brothers. Both was killed, was shot with a gun. One in 1992, another 2 years later in 1994.
Were they in bad groups?
Yes.
Bad company?
Yes, bad company. My brother Nate, 2 years older than me, incredible musician, incredible singer. He accidentally shot himself.
He did?
Accidentally shot himself playing with the gun.
Oh.
And the gun went off and shot himself in
the head.
In the head. And he and I were very, very, very close. And but that was a very, very difficult time for me.
Yeah.
My oldest brother, Robert, the last time I saw him was at Nate's funeral in 1994. He disappeared after that. Still today, I have no idea where he is.
Wow.
And Richard Jr., who's the second oldest, he's in prison. He's in prison, he's incarcerated for I don't know how long. So I'm literally the only one, the only male standing, the only man standing. I have 4 sisters, 1 older sister, Melissa, and 3 younger sisters under me.
Okay.
And they're all Christians in church and, you know, serving the Lord. So it's a very interesting background.
Smart people always believe.